So I saw a few things earlier on in life that made me to make a vow to myself that I would never, not with my clear eye at least, except I'm intoxicated or something, but I would never in my clear eyes be a friend to a girl and betray her. This right here was one of the points or experiences that made me to make that vow. So my mom used to always attract young girls. Like no matter where we were, young girls would always find it, easy to talk to her. She's a strong believer of God and would always go out to do evangelism and evangelize to people. One time she went to this particular area and met this girl. Okay, let's call her Mercy. Mercy was in Abuja doing night work with a couple of friends. However, she was not doing it the low class way. So apparently she was doing the high class night work. So her clientele were usually Caucasians and the likes of them. So after my mom met Mercy, my mom, became fond of her, and every other time Mercy would come to our house to chill with us. And my mom was just, trying to just draw her close to God. And Mercy was a very lovely girl. You know, those girls that do what they are doing is not necessarily moral, but there was just something about them. You just know, Kai, this thing this person is doing is not who they are. Mercy was this kind of girls. I became also fond of Mercy because every time she would come, she would bring me things, and it was just like our place was somewhere she comes to whenever she wants to probably just be by herself, catch some fresh air, and just be away from all of those things. Like I said, her clientele were Caucasians, so she was getting more money and she was living alone. But every other time she would say she had friends over, like other girlfriends who were doing the same thing with her. So one time she came to the house with two of the girls, just to say hi to my mom because she's been telling them about my mom and how she comes to our place. So she came to our place with those two girls, and my mom, every opportunity my mother gets, she has to tell you about Christ. What you have to hear about her God. Those girls, when they came that first time, they heard my mom spoke to them about God, and two of them were like, okay, they are not in the headspace to be hearing about God, so they never wanted to come back to our place. But obviously, every time they would, extend their greeting. One point, we were not seeing Mercy again for like a month or so. We didn't see Mercy. So my mom called her. Her phone was not reachable. Mom told me, okay, we need to go and check because I don't feel very comfortable. I feel like something is wrong with her. So we went to, I think we procrastinated for probably some days or so. And eventually we went to go look for Mercy. And when we got to where she was staying, the place was so cold. There was this thing. You just know something wasn't that right, okay? So my mom, again, she had this thing where she just likes to say the blood of Jesus Christ every now and then. So when we got there, my mom was like, the blood of Jesus Christ, the Lord. So I also felt like something was off. I don't know what it was, but I felt like something was off. She stayed in the queue of like a duplex. So we had to wait at the gates. The security man came and my mom was like, the security man knows my mom because she always goes also there to say hi to the security man saying, good evening, ma. I say, hi, good evening. Say, we came to look for Mercy. Oh. Say, I know here. Mom say, here waiting. You see, they say, Mercy. Say, Mercy, they carry Mercy come out with ambulance. Oh. Mom say, they carry Mercy come out. When? 1 week ago. My mom said, do you know what hospital she is at and all of that? And the guy said yes. He gave us the address to the hospital and we went to the hospital that evening. When we got there, we met Mercy, the sick bed. Her stomach was bloated, like very bloated. Guys, I want you guys to hear some of these stories and find it in your heart to move right in life. Okay? And not just take it as cruise. It's important. Ada mama. So the nurses were like, I, my mom was like, the girl is like a daughter to her. She wants to, what's happening. And the nurses said that we just need to pray because she's very sure what's happened to this girl is not ordinary. So my mom said, okay, what's the problem? She said she has, ever since they brought her, she has been stooling maggots. And she's alive, but she's not alive. Like, so my mom said the blood of Jesus Christ. My mom, approached her and told the nurse it was okay to pray. And my mom started to pray for her, and she could talk, but not, we were told not to make her talk too much because she was on drip, and funny things were just connected to her. So my mom was like, have you called home? Like, have you called someone? So one of her friend, while we were there, came around. So my mom was like, have you guys tried to call her parents, call somebody from home to inform them what's happening? So the girl said yes. Her mom and her younger sister on their way to Abuja. So my mom was not asking the friend what happened. She was explaining from what she, gathered. They had like an event where they went to, and she was poisoned. She had a friend who was kind of jealous of her, okay? And according to that girl, poisoned her. How true was that? We don't really know. When that friend of Mercy said that, she, nodded in approval that yes, that what that girl was saying was true. Fast forward, the mom came eventually. We left the hospital that night, and my mom was so worried the entire night. My mother was restless. She was praying, she was cambashing, she was telling God that nothing should happen to that girl because she hasn't given her life to Christ yet. That no, just standing the gap for her. After I think 2 days, my mom went back by herself. Okay, they were taking Mercy to their state. I think after a month and a half, Mercy came back to ABJ. She came back. She was now feeling well, bubbly. Of course, she came straight to meet my mom to say thank you, and my mom was now like, "You need to stop this thing." Okay, so my mom said, but what really happened to you? So she now narrated the story. She had a Caucasian guy that she was dealing with that was an expatriate. And the guy became fond of her. I was talking to her about marriage, I want to get married to you and I want you to stop this thing and I want to take you to the States. So she mentioned it to her friends, thinking she was talking to friends, not knowing that she was talking to a frenemy. So one of the girls that heard her, was like telling her, you should not do it, or you don't know what's his plan. It's just like, what's the worst that can happen? But she go like do things that are not, ideal, but like the guy doesn't seem like that. She has been dealing with him for the past 3 months and it's just been great. After that friend said that, the girl went somewhere to go and get something to poison Mercy. So my question now was, you are poisoning her over someone that would never look your way. You went as far as poisoning someone to unalive them because you perceive that they're about to have a good life. Do you see how evil people can be? So Mercy, on the other hand, said that she's not going to let the girl go. She told my mom, when I'm done with this girl, I will give my life to Christ. But in the meantime, God needs to be patient with me. God needs to give me time because I need to deal with this girl. Like, I'm not going to unalive her, but I'm going to make life miserable. Like, she'll be living but not living. That's exactly what I want to do to her. So my mom spoke to her, tried to admonish her. My mom was on her case because she was like, nah. And now it wasn't like a hearsay. It was obvious, like it was plain that she poisoned Mercy. So amongst them, they were not like, trying to, find a way to get things sorted among them. And eventually, I don't know if Mercy listened to my mom or not, but life happened and she later got serious with the Caucasian guy and left that environment and moved in with the Caucasian guy. And so we had like this distance where we're not seeing ourselves again. So I don't really know if she did go ahead to, but you guys need to be careful. People are ndumadu. Ndumadu are weird.